Hey, I'm Briony Kennedy, the founder of Adorn Cosmetics. Now, I think we all can say that we experience the odd day or maybe many days of the skin just feeling like the life has been sucked out of it, aka dehydrated. So today I'm going to show you what I do for those days or nights where I just feel like my skin is feeling dull, it's lacking luster, it doesn't look bright, and it's just feeling like it's dry and dehydrated. Not dry, cracked, but dehydrated, like it needs a serious drink. So let's get started. The first thing that I'll always do is get my hair out of my face. Now, for those of you that know me well, often I'll do this routine in a bath, but if you're someone who wants to do this just over a sink, this is how I go about it. Let's get the hair out of our face first. Ready to go. Okay, so the first thing that I will do, if I'm using this particular technique of nighttime, then I will use the pre-cleanse oil to remove my makeup. But if it's going to be a morning routine or a day where I'm not wearing any makeup, I simply just go straight to the lactic acid cleanser. Okay, interesting note, lactic acid is made from fermented bacteria, so it is a natural product. And if you're someone who likes to use an active cosmeceutical grade cleanser but has more of a sensitive skin, then this is going to be perfect for you. Hence why I'm using it on a day where I feel more dehydrated, because it's going to get the work done, but it's going to do it in a lot more gentle way. So it's going to help exfoliate or eat all of that dead skin that's looking dull, but it's going to also cleanse and penetrate all the pores, getting and pulling out that dirt and debris, which of course, if the pores are clean, they'll look smaller. So all I need to do is pop probably 1 to 2 pumps. Now, when it first starts working, it's airless, so you might find it takes a few pumps to get it going. But I think 2 pumps for me is personally enough. That's what it looks like. It's a gel, doesn't have much of an aroma at all, okay? And then all I do is mix it with a tiny little bit of water on my fingers. I emulsify it a little bit on my hand. You'll see it sort of foams a little bit, but it feels more gel-like and slippery. And just keep adding water. If you're not getting that slip on the skin, just add a bit more water. So I'm finding now that it's really foaming up and it's not feeling as slippery. Up to you. I like to just make it feel that little bit more slippery so I'm able to move the product around. So often I'll just keep adding a little bit more water here and there. Now you'll notice that I'm using the lactic acid and I am really massaging, or emulsifying is the better term, and focusing on those areas that obviously have the dirt, grime, your T-zone more so. This particular cleanser I wouldn't put around your eyes. It's not going to do anything, but it will just be a little bit too active for that thin skin around the eyes. Don't forget the neck. You can use this on your chest, and of course anywhere that you might have any congestion, it's fantastic for that. All right, so removing your lactic acid, I'm going to now use a waffle weave cloth. Okay, these cloths are a best-selling, super popular tool, I suppose, or accessory that I think everybody needs, at least one for each day. It simply helps to effectively remove your cleanser. It also helps to exfoliate the skin at the same time. This special little weave that you can see gently acts as an exfoliant on the skin. Now, a little tip when you're removing your cleanser: if you're in the shower, make sure the water is tepid, not too hot. Hot water will really dry out the skin, not what we want when we're doing a routine for dehydrated skin. So water that is anything more than lukewarm or tepid is going to dry out the skin. It can possibly cause sensitivity, capillary damage. It can even exacerbate rosacea or any kind of skin condition that you have. Okay, it's very, very drying. Think steaming your skin. Okay, it's pulling everything out of the pores, but it's drying the skin out too. So it's really important that when you're washing your face that you use warm to cool water, especially if you're in the shower. I'm not a big fan of letting the shower run on my face. I always use a waffle cloth. Now, those of you that just use a bit of splash of water, bear this in mind. When you're just splashing water on your face, you are not actively cleaning your face. You are just literally washing away a little bit of the cleanser residue. And in fact, you'll find that maybe you're actually still leaving some of that cleanser behind. And that left on the skin all day is, of course, going to be very astringent and dry the skin out. I can't recommend using a cloth to remove your cleanser enough. It really makes a dramatic difference. You want to clean the skin, but you don't want your cleanser left behind. Now with the lactic acid cleanser, I do like to just give another gentle rinse of the cloth and go over the skin again, because I just want to make sure, especially that this is such an active cleanser, that it's really being removed by my waffle. The difference between using a lactic, a glycolic, or even a salicylic is that it is a cosmeceutical grade. It's more potent, and so if you're someone who wants those next level results of your skin, incorporating this into your cleansing routine once a day will make a significant difference. And you can of course still use one of the Adorn cleansers from our normal range, which is one of the purifying or the blemish morning or night, and you can alternate the two. Okay, so the next step for me is to spritz my skin with our rose water. Wet or damp skin is more permeable, the pores are open, and it's allowing the skin to absorb or penetrate the active ingredients in your serums. So definitely spritz your face with the rose water first and then pop your serum on, okay? I'm gonna layer my serums today because, as I said, my skin's just feeling dehydrated, and in fact, I feel a bit dehydrated and like I need a bit of water, to be honest. So, the vitamin C. Now this is an absolutely beautiful serum, okay? Skin Radiance Vitamin C at a level of 20%. So it's quite a high concentration, which means it's gonna do amazing things for the skin. You can use this morning or night, up to you. I'm going to put on probably one pump for the face and then another pump for the neck. So if you wanna just do it in one go, that's one pump looks like. And there's two. I always like to get my products even on the 8 tips of my fingers. I press it on like that so it's everywhere, and then it's easier to spread. If you just get the serum and just start here and try and spread it, you're really getting most of the concentration in your T-zone and not the rest of the skin. So really just pat it on and then blend it. Blending up and out just to help with the health of the skin, not dragging it down. Smells absolutely divine, this particular serum. There we go. I like how it's glowing in the light. All right, so vitamin C is absolutely perfect for those of you that are feeling like your skin looks dull. If you want it to be brightened, instantly you can see it's actually given me a little bit of luster. It's really kind of given a dewy appearance, but it really helps with the overall texture and tone of your skin. An amazing product. Now I'm gonna layer that with the Plump and Perfect. You've got your Ultra Hydration Gel, but I'm going to spritz my face with the rose water in between. Perfect. So spritzing it in between. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. If you're on a budget and you're a bit conscious of wasting your product, just spritz it before and maybe at the very end of your skincare routine. The more water you can pop into the skin, the better. As I said before, the ingredients are going to penetrate a lot better. Now, this particular gel, making sure I've got the right one here. So this is the hyaluronic acid gel, okay? It's a 3%, I believe, off the top of my head. Yes, it's 3%, I was reading that right. And what we're going to do is use, again, 2 pumps of this. So that's 2 pumps there. And again, using it on my 8 fingers, tips, and just patting it around. And now, I like to put this over my eyes as well. Spritzing. This is all about giving the skin a serious drink. Okay, so I'm spritzing in between every application of something new. You can tell I'm dehydrated. Look at my lips. So, what does the hyaluronic gel do? Okay, so the hyaluronic gel is the absolute perfect product to layer over the top of any of your serums. My preference is to use it in the AM or the morning because it will plump the skin up and it acts as a really beautiful primer almost to the skin when you're putting your makeup on. Your makeup will just go on easier, breezier, and it'll look nice and plump and even. So the hyaluronic gel, yes, you could use it at night time, but again, to me, it's my preference to use it in the AM, and I layer it over the top of the serum that I'm using, which is the vitamin C today. Those two together are a potent match. They're all plant activated. They're serious cosmeceutical grade serums, but layering them just helps to target specific things. Your vitamin C is helping with the brightening, the dullness, evening out skin tone and texture, and all the other amazing things that vitamin C does for the skin. And your hyaluronic gel, of course, will plump the skin up, but it also acts as a very light veil on the skin to lock your serum down. So it helps prevent not only your serum ingredients working and being more effective, but it locks it down so that those ingredients are allowed to work a lot longer than being absorbed by the environment that you're in. So rather than that product being oxidized or absorbing into the atmosphere, it's staying in the skin a lot longer, and that's the purpose of this hyaluronic gel. Not only that, the hyaluronic gel, as I said, will plump up the skin and just make the skin absolutely look delicious. Now, there's a little tip with using any hyaluronic products. You must make sure that you use a hyaluronic product on damp skin. Now, the reason for that is hyaluronic acid acts like a magnet to water. And what that means is that it pulls water to it, which is what it needs to plump up. So if we think of this as a hyaluronic acid molecule, okay, and it's sitting on the skin, when we spritz the rose water over the top, that water content acts like a magnet to your hyaluronic acid molecule, buffing that molecule up because it's got all these other ones that are bound to it, and that's what plumps up the skin. Now, if you don't have enough moisture in your skin through the products that you're using, which is obviously your spritzer or your moisturizer, and you don't do that, the serums rather, if you just put a hyaluronic product straight on dry skin, what it's going to do, because it needs water to work, it's going to draw on your own moisture content in your skin. Now, if you're already dehydrated, it's going to take that moisture out of your skin, and in fact could possibly make your skin more dehydrated. So hyaluronic products are absolutely amazing at plumping up the skin so that we look more youthful, we're aging better, but you must use them with something that's got a high water content so that they work effectively and they don't draw moisture from your skin. So here we go with the rose water again. Okay, so now that we've done our layering, we've lactic acid cleansed the skin. It's eaten all the dead skin. It's helped clear out the pores, perfect for sensitive skin. Then we've put on our spritzer. Then we've popped the vitamin C serum to even out and brighten and just help with pigment, all of those amazing things. And we've layered it and locked that down with the hyaluronic gel. Perfect for having beautiful looking skin. Look how radiant and shiny and dewy my skin already looks just from those products. Okay, so moving on, we're now going to put on the niacinamide cream. Little bit of a mouthful. This also has 10%. It's quite potent. Again, anything in a silver container is our plant-ceutical range. It means it's a cosmeceutical grade of product. It's very, very active. So you can alternate this with your standard Adorn skincare, or you can use this every day. So the niacinamide cream is one that I would probably use 2 to 3 pumps on for my neck, face, neck and décolletage. Now remember, skincare starts from the nipples up. If you are like me and you're already dressed, just make sure at least cover your neck. Again, on the 8 fingertips, all over the skin, and then blending in. Don't forget to moisturize vigorously in your eyebrows as well, and the same with cleansing, because if you're someone like me who uses a bit of brow dust or a pencil, and even if you use no product, in fact, you'll find, just like the head of your hair on your head, you can get dry skin in there. It can build up, especially if you're wearing makeup. It can all get sort of caught in there. It looks really quite yucky. Make sure you give your eyebrows a really good clean and also get some moisturizer in there as well. Now, this niacinamide cream is super, super hydrating. My dehydrated skin already feels plumper. I feel like I've had a drink externally. Everything just feels happier is the way I would probably describe my skin right now. So happier skin at the moment, which is great. And so you can put that around the eyes if you wanted to. You could pop your eye cream on now if you're wanting to as well. But it's really helped to plump up that skin. And look at that, it's just really given that nice radiance to the skin. So a bit of concealer and I'd be good to go. Okay, so the niacinamide cream, ultimately any moisturizer is there just to help moisturize and nourish and plump up that skin. It's going to help activate the hyaluronic gel that's underneath it as well. But effectively any moisturizer is there just to do that, to moisturize and nourish the skin, and it will have some added benefits, of course, by it targeting specific concerns. So the niacinamide, again, will help with things like acne. Acne skin is often quite dehydrated, so it will help with the bacteria for acne, but also it'll hydrate the skin at the same time. It will help with scarring and pigmentation damage as well. So all of these products that I'm showing you today, awesome for dehydrated skin, but also super good for acne, scarring, pigmentation, brightening the skin up, minimizing the appearance of the pores because it's getting the dirt and grime out of there, and of course really giving you a result that you can work with when you're popping on your makeup. Now the last step for me, especially when I feel dehydrated, morning or night, but this is going to be essentially my night routine, is using the night oil. Okay, facial oils, very different to moisturizers. Okay, moisturizers add water content to the skin. A facial oil will not congest the skin, especially if it's come from the Adorn range. We don't use anything that's comedogenic, which means it blocks the pores. The facial oils are there to act as a balancing product more so, okay? It helps to repair the ceramides in the skin. It helps with barrier function. It helps protect the skin against bacteria, because bacteria can't breed in oil. So it's antibacterial, it's nourishing. Nourishing is different to moisturizing. Moisturizing plumps up something. It gives it hydration. Nourishing helps to repair the health of the skin and make that skin look more permeable, more bouncy, more flexible. It's giving it that nourishment, that enrichment, that food. It's a bit like we drink water to hydrate, but we need food for all of its nutrients. So if you think of it like that, your moisturizer is your water content and your facial oils are your food for your face. So that's probably a good way of getting your head around it. So again, I pop it in my, just so it doesn't dribble between my fingers, I just pop it on the palm of my hand. Now one pump's probably heaps for your face and neck. And one pump, and what I do is I just vigorously rub my hands together, press it on my face and neck, and I rub it in like that. Get stuck into those lips. Behind the ears, definitely cleanse your ears, and inside your ears, get your teenagers into that habit because they tend to get the blackheads there as well. Okay, so we've got the food on our face, facial oil, food for face. And now that's going to really give my skin that nourishment that it needs. And it's also going to help, again, to lock in all those amazing ingredients. So there's my dehydrated facial that I can do at home. It's an active skincare routine that I use at nighttime so that all of these amazing goodies can just soak into the skin while my body's sleeping and regenerating and, of course, repairing itself. So ideally, anything you want to do to repair the skin, then do that at night. Anything you want to do to protect the skin, do that in the morning. So just to recap what we used today for this amazingly beautiful, hydrating facial was your lactic acid, okay? Cleanses and exfoliates and resurfaces the skin, perfect for even sensitive skins. Okay, then what we did was we spritzed with the rose water. Then we popped on the potent 20% vitamin C serum, okay? Brightening effect, does all the other amazing things as well. Then we've spritzed with the rose water again, okay? And then what we've done is we've put on our hyaluronic gel. Lock down all of those amazing ingredients with the hyaluronic gel, and that has plumped up the skin. Let's not forget that over that we then spritzed again, because hyaluronic products need water to work effectively. Okay, and then what we've done is we have used our niacinamide cream, okay, and as our moisturizer, we've put on our night facial oil, which is the food for the face. And last but not least is we're now going to pop on the lash and brow serum, especially as we get older. We grow hair where we don't want it, but we lose hair where we need it. And our eyelashes tend to get a little bit short and stumpy. So I like to pop this on at night time. It is going to give you better results if you use this morning and night, but I have to admit I'm probably one that forgets to do it of a morning. But definitely morning and night, awesome results. And you'll find that your eyelashes are not as brittle. It will help them grow and turn over just that little bit quicker. And you can pop it on the bottom lashes if you wanted to as well. And definitely the brows. Okay, perfect. Now you could, so you're not wasting too much product, just rub that in, massage it into the roots as well. Don't do that to your eyelashes though, just leave that sit. Okay, and this is again a beautiful product for anybody. It suits even the most sensitive of eyes. Don't get it in your eye, it's not gonna feel nice in the eye, but it's definitely a product that you can use even if you have got sensitive eyes like I do. So stick to this morning and night. You'll notice after about 6 to 8 weeks that you have got nice, fuller, healthier lashes as a minimum that are not as brittle and going to break. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed my dehydrated facial. And of course, if you want to, as a very last resort, which is what I always do before I go to bed, is pop on our lip balm to give these lips that hydration that they need also.